All right, welcome back to the channel. So I think, maybe, my opinion, Bomac and Maurice Hooker trying to play some games with Regis Prograis, man, try to get over and get an unfair advantage. And that's why that fight might not be happening. At least that's my take on it. And Regis Prograis has something to say about it. He might be willing to walk away. Let's talk about the Regis Prograis versus Maurice Hooker fight in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. So there is a really good fight that I was looking forward to seeing on DAZN before boxing went into this hiatus. And it was a fight between two former champions and a fight between Maurice Hooker, who was the WBO champion, who lost his title to Jose Ramirez, and Regis Prograis, who was the WBA champion, who lost his belt to Josh Taylor. So DAZN, in one of the fights that they were going to put on that I was really looking forward to, they had entered into a negotiation for the fight. Now, the fight, my understanding, was also supposed to be for some type of title eliminator or something like that, for the winner to get a shot at whoever it was that wins between Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez. So it's an important fight as far as the ranking of both of those fighters in the respective sanctioning bodies. And so there's a good chance that, if it was for mandatory for a WBC or WBA or whatever, that they could get the winner of that and have a shot at an undisputed title at 140 pounds. So that's what they originally started talking about doing with that fight. Then Bomac, who is now, I'm telling you what Regis Prograis said, and I'm just drawing my conclusions because some smell fishy around here. Okay. Maurice Hooker says that he can't make 140 pounds, that he can make 143 pounds, right? 143 pounds. But he can't make 140 pounds. So Regis Prograis says, okay, fine, we can make it at 143 pounds. So the fight now, which could have been for a belt, or for a shot at a belt, I don't know if they would do that, if they were both overweight, whether the sanctioning bodies would do that on a catch weight. But regardless, now the fight's at 143 pounds. Regis Prograis and Maurice Hooker are both then affected like everybody else is with the corona shutdown of boxing, right? So in the meantime, now that it looks like the fights are starting to go again, and like we just had a couple fight cards on ESPN this week, I believe it's going to be in like the first or second week in July that you're going to actually have a really good card that I'm looking forward to on Fox, which is going to be Thomas Delorme versus Jamal James. I don't know who else is going to be on the card, but that is, of all the fights that I've seen, and I've only seen maybe 3 or 4 fights, that's actually a very fair fight, man. That's a good fight. I think that's a step up fight for Jamal James. But so, now though, that said, that fight is taking place, I think that there's going to be an opportunity pretty soon for guys the level of fights the level of Regis Prograis versus Maurice Hooker, because that's not the big mega fights where you absolutely positively have to have tremendous ticket sales. There's a possibility that forgive me. Anyway, man, sorry about that, man. My daughter just came back in town. I can't get all of that out of there. I just had to stop. So anyway, back to the subject matter. Where I was left off at is that Regis Prograis and Maurice Hooker had agreed to a fight at 143 pounds. Now, Maurice Hooker, now after this as we're heading further, now Maurice Hooker saying, nah, I can't make 143 pounds. I can make 145 pounds because I've been killing myself to make weight all these years and I just can't do it anymore. I'm not going to fool myself. I don't want to leave everything out on the, all of that stuff. The stuff that you say when you try to get people into catch weights. But here's my thing. If you agreed to, you already have a catch weight of 143, right? You've already gotten 3 pounds. Right, so you're not making the same weight that you're used to making. You're giving yourself 3 pounds more leeway, right? You have 3 pounds more leeway. You just made 140 pounds. At least I believe he just made 140 pounds in his last fight. So the 3 pound leeway is not enough. Now you need 5 pounds. Come on, man. What's the difference between 145 and 143? I'm sure 2 pounds, is a lot. I'm sure it is. But it was originally 143. You've not gotten that much older, and your metabolism hasn't slowed down that much in this amount of time where 3 pounds ain't enough. You need 5. Nah, man, I don't believe it. And then Regis Prograis says on the other side of it that, he can't go up too far because if he does that, he won't be able to get back down. Because once you start fighting over 145, 147 pounds, he's like, shoot, man, I'm a welterweight at that point in time, and I don't want to be a welterweight. I got to keep my body down at 140 pounds because I want to win my championship at 140 pounds. And that to me seems like that's really good. That makes a lot of sense for Regis Prograis because Regis Prograis is a shorter guy. So he's already given up. That's like the story of Regis Prograis. People continuing to ask him, will you fight me with these disadvantages? And that's why I'm like, man, but come on, man. You can say it's Kathy Duva. Maybe it ain't Bomac. Maybe it's Kathy Duva. Nah, man, I think that they are I think this is a situation. I'm sorry. I know I'm close to Dallas, but this seems a situation where they are just really trying to take advantage of a nice guy and maybe think, oh yeah, he'll have the tough guy mentality and just give up everything. He just gave up everything, every conceivable advantage to Josh Taylor. And Josh Taylor is a better fighter, in my opinion, than Maurice Hooker is. So I don't think this is a matter of him not being able to make weight. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw him make 145 pounds, and then if he got a shot against an undisputed shot at 140 pounds, I bet he'd make that weight. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, man, I ain't buying that one. I think he's trying to sucker the little dude. He's already got a massive height and length reach on Regis Prograis. So now you want to make sure you do that and you're all the way strong and everything. No, man. I don't think so. If he's gonna now at the end of it though, Regis Prograis says you're gonna have to give me some more money. But then when they were asked, hey man, would you give Regis Prograis any money, for it to make up for the fact that you're asking him to give up these advantages, give up these advantages, right? And he said no. Now what else is the advantage that like some of the leverage that Maurice Hooker and those guys might feel they have? The answer to that is that they fight on Top Rank. They have fights that they're going to get off with Top Rank on ESPN. So Maurice Hooker is going to get another fight. I do believe that with Regis Prograis has a promoter, but he's not with the promoter like the level, like the PBC level promoter or Top Rank, where if those guys want to give him fights, he knows that he can get fights on a regular basis. So dude, to me, it seems more like they're being opportunistic and that they might feel like they have stronger bargaining power. So what they're going to do is try to force Regis Prograis to continue to go up in weight and give them as much of advantage as they possibly can. And with Regis Prograis, hey, he just got to stick by his guns and say, you know what? No. But you can tell the fact that he wants to fight, he really wants to fight with the fact that he already gave up 3 pounds. So now, man, on this one, I'm with Regis Prograis, and if Regis Pro doesn't take that fight, I think that would be a smart move for him if he doesn't need the money and isn't really, really pressed, right, for it. If he's got to take, if his money ain't right, isn't as right as he'd like it to be, then hey, you got to take the fight. But if you don't have to, then hey, man, you find yourself a situation where, it's going to be something where you can get a fair fight. Trying to give up, you start a fight, say, yeah, let's fight for a 140-pound title eliminator, but then it winds up that the fight is now, it's now a 145-pound title eliminator, and then have something happen, say Maurice Hooker wins, and then boom, he's back down to one. Or he could even use that to try to get a shot at Terrence Crawford. But anyway, it is what it is. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.